So hello everybody and welcome to the Meet the Owner video of this very lovely BMW 2002 Turbo from 1975. And I'm here today with Nick. Say hello, Nick.
Hello, I'm Nick.
So as I said, this is the Meet the Owner video, so it's just to get to know Nick a little bit more and learn a bit about his car. So Nick, how long have you roughly owned the car for?
I bought the car in 1986. I was 19 years old and I've owned it ever since.
Wow, that is a long time ago, isn't it?
When you put it like that,
It
yes.
is, yeah. Not that I'm trying to make you feel old or
Thanks
anything,
a lot.
Nick. 'Cause I'm just
54 next week.
Oh dear, okay, let's not talk about that. I don't want to get into age or anything like that. That gets me down a bit. Okay, so you've owned it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
What attracted you to the car, Nick, I guess, all those years ago when you...
My very first car was a normally aspirated 2002, which I bought, and I ended up doing a GCSE in auto mechanics on it. After I passed, I went over on a trip with some mates and we ended up in Munich, and I saw the Turbo in the museum, the BMW museum in Munich, and I had to have one.
So it was like love at first sight?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did all the research and I found one. I had several failed attempts at getting one, but I eventually got one when I was just at the end of 19, coming up for 20. And like I said, I fell in love with the car.
But it took you a little while to actually buy the car, didn't it? Because of timing and money and all that sort of thing.
Three attempts to raise the £5,700 to buy the car.
That was a lot of money as well, really.
Oh my God, it was all the money in the world back then.
But you loved it so much, you just had to have it, and you never took your eye off the ball, I guess, with trying to secure one.
No, that's true. And actually, along the road in owning this car for over 30 years, I actually had a second one. So for a short period of time, of the 1,552, I had two of them.
Okay, yeah. So
I used to take it to all the shows, concourse shows, and BMW Club. I've been a member for a long time. I started doing the BMW. BMW used to do drivers courses and driving skills over at the Nurburgring. So I first went over with the BMW Car Club, the UK one, there, and then I joined the German Scuderia and took the car out to Germany, drove it around the track, got used to the performance of it. It is wicked. It's a beast with all the power in the back wheels coming in late. With the turbocharger that wasn't governed and didn't have a intercooler on it. It was quite slow to get going and then came in with a bit of a whoosh. So you had to get very good at oversteering.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you've had some moments in this car, haven't you?
Yes, it's been sideways a lot.
Yeah.
Never crashed.
No.
And yes, so always good to me. Always got me home somehow.
Yeah, perfect. And fast forward now 30 years or so. You contacted us in terms of trusting us. Thank you for trying to find a new owner, because it's really important that we find somebody that's going to love this car and do what's right by it.
Yeah, it's more important to me after owning this car for so long to find somebody that I know that is not just going to spin it. I would like in a perfect world to find somebody to enjoy it as it is now and see what it's capable of, and then spend some money and love it like I have.
Yeah, and that's super important.
Yeah.
So obviously, you've watched all the videos and hundreds of images that we've taken now. Hopefully, everybody out there.
Yeah.
And this car needs some work doing to it, and all open and honest about that. It's not a perfect 2002, but it's a very genuine, honest 2002 that needs somebody out there that's going to love it and as I said, do what's right by it, and make it into a great car again like it was.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a driving car. I've always driven it and loved it, but what needs to happen now in its history is for it to be brought back to its original form and basically probably cherished. But it would be nice. I mean, I've always enjoyed driving it, and it would be nice if somebody actually drove it for a little while and felt how amazing it is before they just put it in a barn or a glass case.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you know, who knows who's going to buy this, whether it's going to be somebody that's going to see the potential, do it themselves, or somebody's going to put it in with somebody else and spend a lot of money on it, or potentially even an investment, you know. Only how many cars were made?
1,552 were actually officially made. There are only 7 that I know of registered still in the UK. And you will never see one on the road unless you see mine. Mine has done thousands of miles to Germany, hill climbs, you name it, everything, because I wanted to use it.
Yeah, and that's important. That's what we all love at Trade Classics. The people that use cars don't just
it's
driving
the best
machines.
Investment in the world. You
Exactly.
get to use it and love it, and it appreciates.
Driving machines, not garage queens. That's what we say. So yeah, and perfect. So in terms of you know what happens next, we're going to do an on the road video. So it's just going to be a little video. Obviously we can't take the car too far, but we'll show you going through the gears and so on. So please watch the on the road video. If you've got any questions that you want to ask Nick, then as normal, please just scroll down to the bottom of the listing and pop in any comment there, and I'm sure Nick will just love to reply as soon as he can.
Absolutely.
Any questions you have. Just on that, before we wrap up, Nick, just in terms of the modifications you've done to the engine, could you just outline those just very briefly, I guess? Yeah, we're just leaning up a little bit.
So the car was renownedly unreliable when it was built because it was the first production turbocharged car. Of the 2 things that were wrong with it was a mechanical fuel injection, KKK, and a non-intercooled turbo. So what would happen is the mechanical fuel ignition would decalibrate and would cost a lot of money to calibrate again constantly, especially after a good work around the Nurburgring or somewhere. And the other thing it would do is if you held it at high RPM, it would melt the blades of the turbocharger, which was also an expensive fix. So in the 80s, I removed the mechanical fuel and I put an electronic one on, which was a very simple job to do, which instantly made the car reliable and start. In the cold start, which took 3 times, never done that before, the car was at 1 degree and has been sitting in that shed for 2 years untouched. And the intercooling the turbo meant that the turbo life lasted longer. So those were the 2 main modifications, which all of a sudden made the car an everyday driving car, and then you could love it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thanks for that. So yeah, and obviously this car's based up in Scotland, not far from Inverness, and we've sold many cars for people, all from sellers up here, and transported them around the country and even into Europe. So don't worry about that. Please watch all the videos and the images, and if you do need this car transporting, then we can help you with that at a very reasonable cost.
I'll deliver it.
Or Nick here will deliver the car, and I don't think he's joking, although I don't think he would want to take it out on any super long trip, so we won't allow him to do that, I don't think. But perfect. Nick, thank you very much for showing us the car.
Thank you.
And yeah, all the best. Cheers everybody.